Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Coast to Coast Live online showcase. I am your host, JP, and today we have 15 artists all submitting their music for an opportunity to compete in our championship round in Miami to compete for 50,000 in prizes. So, how do artists move on to the next round? Artists that get two passes from three of our judges will move on to the championship round to compete in Miami uh, in November of 2022. So let's introduce our judges one at a time, starting with DJ Payne One. He is a platinum producer. He's produced for artists such as Ludacris, Young Jeezy, Rick Ross, 50 Cent, and many, many more. Payne One, how's it going, man?
What's going down? How you feeling?
Great, great. Thanks for asking. My question for you today is, I wanted to ask you because you've been in the industry for a long time. You've worked with many different artists, and you've seen artists grow. You see some artists come and go. So my question for you today was, why do you think, how do artists sustain a long career? In your opinion, what's the best way for them to, to have a long career, such as a Drake or a Rick Ross or someone of that stature?
I mean, I think if we're comparing Drake and Rick Ross to an unsigned artist, then it's not a great comparison. Um, and even if we're comparing Drake and Rick Ross to one another, I think what is making Drake sustain himself musically, at least, is that his music, he's like a musical chameleon. And with Rick Ross, he started out making uh, music that was really contemporary, it was current sounding. And then he decided to transition over to making classic sounding music. And that's why to this day, I think more people are listening to Aston Martin music than um, BMF, just because BMF doesn't feel classic. It really feels like, a certain era, and Aston Martin music just feels like a classic record. And that was smart of him, in addition to, him making investments and branching out and starting a label and all that. But I think for an unsigned artist, in my experience, it's always just been two things: one, consistency, and two, fan outreach. If you're always in touch with your fans and your fans always feel as though you're there and catering and communicating to them, then they're going to stick around. If you take these long breaks, if you stop caring about them, they're going to find another artist that does. And when it comes to consistency, again, a lot of artists will release an album and then they go quiet. um, an album isn't your value. Everyone has music, everyone has albums, everyone has mixtapes, everyone has songs, everyone has music videos. What else can you consistently give people to grow your brand so that you're always on their minds, you're always on their feeds, and uh, you're doing so in a way that's quality, that communicates something, and that aligns with your brand and you as a human. So, long-winded answer, my bad.
Absolutely. Well said, Payne One. Thank you for joining us today. Our next artist, our next judge on today's lineup, he's an A&R director at Rock Nation. You guys know him as Polo. Polo, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me.
So my question for you, and we always have a question for our judges. My question for you today is, do A&Rs they only concentrate on one genre, or do they typically look for artists in different genres?
I mean, yeah, definitely. As an A&R, you want to look for different genres for sure, but obviously there's going to be certain A&Rs that are stronger in certain, in a certain genre, so they might focus on that for a bit. But for sure, once you start to the thing with the journey as an A&R, you start to meet a lot of people, like, depending, once you start working with a lot of artists and artists there are start to become more relevant, you start to be in spaces where you start to get introduced to new music, new artists, you know what I'm saying? And so eventually you will start to tap out, start to venture out in other in genres. But first, you want to focus on what is your strong point, you know what I'm saying? And find an artist and, work in that. But down the line, you start to get introduced and start, like I said, other doors start to open and your mind starts to open up in other genres, just for sure. Like I done signed artists that have, Afrobeat artists on Rock Nation. This this kid named Tommy Thomas. He's from Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there was a phase that there was a point in that time where I was really into Afrobeat, the UK sound before drill was really drilled out here. I was more looking into the UK sound because there was a lot of artists from the UK that were really dope. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to try to like bring them, break them here in the States. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But so as an A&R, yeah, you're gonna tap into other genres, but you're gonna focus on, your strong is your strong point, and you're gonna focus to make sure you get an artist that is successful in that. But yeah, you're gonna eventually tap out, maybe sooner than later, or later on. But for sure, as an A&R, you want to be able to find things in genre, because obviously there's pop artists that are huge, and there's R&B artists that are big, or anything that that might bring more success to you as your career. So yeah, as an A&R, you want to be a little bit more open-minded to different sounds for sure, because you don't know what's going to come your way.
Absolutely, well said.
But you gotta be able to also, though, you gotta be able to identify good music at the end of the day, no matter what the sound is. So you still have to be trained in, in what the good sound is, what good music is supposed to, So we're always listening to a lot of, old music and stuff like that still to this day, to kind of like keep my ear fresh. So, it's a long answer, like Payne said, but the genre, you want to venture out. You eventually want to be an A&R that has your hands on the multiple genres for sure.
Absolutely, well said. We always look forward to you guys' answer. Thank you, Polo. Our next judge on today's lineup, he's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. He's Gary Leon. Gary, what's going on? Thanks for joining us today.
How are you?
Good. My question for you today, as an A&R, what is it, how does an artist stand out to an A&R? What's the best thing for them to do to try to get on a A&R's radar, such as yourself?
Well, obviously, like numbers and like, I don't know, when we meet them, just having like a great personality, like a great vision for themselves, and like probably like patience, a kid that is not all over the place, but just very secure in himself, and has a definition for what he wants.
Absolutely, well said. Thank you, Gary, for joining us today. We're going to kick off the event with our first artist on today's lineup. They go by 900 Rock. Just give me 1 second while we bring them in. I'm pretty sure we have him here in the Zoom, but I don't see his name. So can you raise your hand if you're in here, 900? There he goes. And 900, can you turn on your camera and your mic for us? I see you, but I can't hear you. There you go. What's going on, 900? How you doing? Where you from?
Yeah, I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay, that's what's up. So we got your song here about to play. It's called Slap Biz. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
And it's about the everyday struggles that me and my homies go through in the hood. And I mean, just get ready for it, man. It's straight business, man. Slap biz, man. From 900 Rock, man. Wilmington, North Carolina, stand up.
All right, sounds good. Before we get into it, give us a quick shout out to your social media.
Yeah, my social media, my Instagram is 900 Rock, 900 ROK. My Facebook, my Twitter, all my social media platforms is 900 Rock ROK. That's 900 ROK.
All right, awesome. Sounds good. We're going to get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
Fell in love with the kill switch. Boom, blue tips, body extend with the cooling kit. My shooters hit, channel 11, the news flip. For my shooters hit, channel 11, the news flip. Let's gas, big stick. I fell in love with the kill switch. Boom, blue tips, body extend with the cooling kit. My shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. Shut up, my shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. Let's get it. I'm on my curry when put to the test. The chopper hold 30. I keep a shooter with flying out west here, aiming so clutch on his cold. Why niggas keep saying they know me, but go to a friend and be phony. Stay in your lane, cause if it go up, we dunking your shit, you know. Black mask, blue tips, F it in with a stolen ride. My members still scream free to God, then let it off at the other side. Got oldies out in Miami, hit the kill switch for the family. It's slap business inside, yeah, and we up next for the Grammy. Big stick, I'm not the one to get lit with. I fell in love with this drill shit. How you a gangster but still snitch? Niggas be knowing and still flip. Now you a op, that's real bitch. Niggas be capping and bullshit. I'm slamming you with a full clip. Let's get it, big stick. I fell in love with the kill switch. Boom, blue tips, body extend with the cooler kit. My shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. My shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. Let's get it, big stick. I fell in love with the kill switch. Boom, blue tips. Body extend with the cooler kit. My shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. Shut up, my shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. Let's get it. We bout a homicide type shit that make mamas cry. Where I come from, if you take guys, and I guarantee it's a lullaby. Chest shots leave him traumatized. Another shot, so I know he died. Have him hauled off in that white sheet. Now that yellow tape got the chalk inside. Several shots through the passenger. Heard the news said it's a massacre. Say your homeboy was a rapper and the other nigga was a trapper. Rest in peace, dirty bastard. Left the black rose with the pastor. Lit a backwood, yeah, I'm savage. Then I smoked on you with a passion. Drill shit been a classic. Rock stack boy for my fashion. Money green like the Packers. Make it spread out for you cowards. Real shit, I know Migos. One call, that's a free throw. Make me in your shit like Tebow. I'm money meant to you, Rico. Big stick, I fell in love with the kill switch. Boom, blue tips, body extend with the cooler kit. My shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. My shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. Let's get it, big stick, I fell in love with the kill switch. Boom, blue tips, body extend with the cooler kit. My shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. Shut up, my shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. Big stick, I fell in love with the kill switch. Blue tips, body extend with the cooler kit. My shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip. Shut up, my shooters hit, Channel 11, the news flip.
In this game, niggas don't make it by just working. Talk to me, my nigga. You got to drop. What's poppin', Diff? You got to keep your foot on niggas' necks, bro.
I'm gonna definitely keep my foot on these niggas' necks.
Let us, yeah, matter of fact, let us hear something, nigga. Let us hear something,
this nigga silly dilly with you, bro.
Let us hear something, nigga. Fuck all that. What you got? You want me to play that shit for
you? You can drop that shit for me.
Bet.
You sure they ready for that, though?
Say that.
Yeah. I'm a top shotter, a rude boy that switched up my roster. I never had love for my pasta. Like Biggie who shot you. Never say a word to you pop. How you take the stand on your pot? Bitch nigga a flipper. Growing up in the streets made me a monster.
All right, that was 900 Rock with his song. Let's kick it off to our judges and see what they thought about it. Let's kick it off with DJ Payne 1. Payne 1, what did you think about 900 in the song?
I was impressed by the quality of the mix. I love the beat. The major concern I had was just with the approach to the track. You know, it's easy to get kind of locked into a lane when you're on a drill beat. You know what I mean? And that kind of dictates the songwriting for a lot of artists. So what I noticed was that the hook's cadence was like identical to CJ Whoopty. So Big Stick, I fell in love with the kill switch. Whoopty, when I pop out a smoothie, it's the same exact cadence. And unfortunately, you know, that's one of those things where it's like, that's his lane and he's already got it. So I know that you have the talent to rap, It's just got to be taken a step further to completely stand out and approach something that's dope, which is the drill genre, with an entirely different perspective and bring, you know, the 900 rock angle, so that when I listen to that, I'm like, this isn't CJ, this isn't Pop Smoke, this isn't 504, and this is 900 rock. You know what I mean? So I think it's dope. Unfortunately, this record just I think is going to get lost in the shuffle because of that. So it's a no pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Pain One. Fortunately, that is a no pass from Pain One. We still got 2 judges left to go, so let's see what they had to say. Let's kick it off to our next judge, Polo. He's an A&R director at Rock Nation. Polo, what did you think about 900 and song?
I'll piggyback off of Pain. I mean, he said some good points where the mix was on point. I thought his voice sounded ill on the drill sound, but the song was too similar to Whoopty, where it's like it didn't really stand out. He was actually better off playing the song that came at the end was sounding to me more original, and I'd rather have heard that record than this one, to be honest with you, because it's too, like Payne said, he was being nice, but it's too similar. You just changed words around and it kind of didn't make it feel original or different for what we already heard, and that's what he's basically saying. It sounded too similar to Whoopty that's all I heard, no matter what you were saying. You know what I mean? So, in a sense, that's the reason we're not passing you just because the song you came with didn't feel original. You were honestly better off playing that second record because that sounded more like you than you trying to sound like, you know what I mean, like CJ or anybody. Even though I know that not what your intention was, but that's how it came out to be.
Understand?
So there's a no pass for me.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. Unfortunately, that was a no pass from Polo as well. But before we move on to our next artist, let's kick it off to Gary Leon. Get your feedback from him. Gary, what did you think about 900 and his song?
I thought the same thing. Like nothing like stood out. Like obviously the cadence was the same. I liked his voice, and I thought for like the type of energy that he brought to the record, that the video could have been a lot better with like a lot more people. Maybe we would have got a better response if it was like 20 people in there, and then he's going hard, So, but no pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Gary. Unfortunately, that was 3 no passes from our judges, but you did get some positive feedback from all of them. A lot of valuable feedback as well. So make sure to check out the feedback email after the event so you can see what you can work on. We're going to kick it off to our next artist on the lineup. They go by R. Tennyson. I think that's how you pronounce it. Give me 1 second while I bring them in. And yeah, I can hear, but we can't see you. There you go. Gotcha. So what's going on? Where are you from?
What's going on? I'm R. Tennyson, to help you pronounce it right.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Thank you.
R. Tennyson. It's actually my first and last name, but currently residing in Columbus, Ohio. I'm originally from Germany. The song I believe you have is "Live Once," correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so basically the song is more so, my music more so is, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. The people I've been around through, been a lot of stuff in my life. So this is more so parables told from those stories, mixed in also with my own stories, my actual music also as well. But this is just another one of those stories helped and designed by myself, but written because of the experiences. So hopefully you enjoy the song.
All right.
And the story being told at the same time.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Thanks. Before we get into it, give us a quick shout out to your social media.
At the Real R. Tennyson, Instagram, R. Tennyson on YouTube. Find me there too. Hopefully you follow and see all the content we're trying to do. OMBS is the label that we're sponsored with. Olympian X is Black Spirit. All of us as a group. It's like Wu-Tang Clan. Hopefully this is the beginning of it. You understand it. Enjoy.
All right, sounds good. Let's get right into it. Give me 1 second while we load it up.
advantage. My baby father's an addict and has a habit of reflecting what his dad is under alcohol and stress. His regret is his children constantly see it, so in turn it makes him worse. It starts with the curse before the violence gets domestic. He might get arrested if my eyes the right hue. A life I fight through, simply cause the education at my level is GED, no diploma. So money is a myth to me, at least I thought it was, till I got a small tip to solve my unsolved mystery. A guy told me picture me in places where they picture me. Goddess on front of covers, naked in front of others is the catch. But you know I stay with shades if they pop fly. I got 2 kids, I need that spinach like I'm Popeye. So before we lock eyes and you reach for your gavel, think if you was lost, how far you willing to travel to be found. Don't run away from your love, no. Don't run away from it, no. Don't run away from it. Don't run away from your love, no. Don't run away from it, no. Don't run away from it. Don't run away from your love, no. Don't run away from it, no. Don't run away from it. Don't run away from your love, no. Don't run away from it, no. Don't run away from it. Balling was his hobby, but so was picking a lot. Plus, all pun intended, sick with the rock. So we scouted by recruits. They see potential in his game and been looking for someone who stops and shoots for the score, but ain't just after Jordan's in the contract. They need someone who dreams and collects a couple rings in the process. Not seeing his progress is going backwards. I stopped him after hooping one day and I had to ask him, why risk it all to win the power of attorney? Of all that money you're earning, you'll never get it. I tried this route before, nigga, trust me, it's non-existent. Fuck all that hype you generate. Bullets don't discriminate unless behind the badge, but in this life you deal with both now. So ain't no coming home, it's always life on the road out. Feeling to make sure your head stays above water while hiding who you are and being a good father. Now that's why I'ma stop you. You, my nigga, and I always got love, and you know I always got you, but you don't understand because you don't really got to. You ain't 18 with a son at home who doesn't know about you, and a mama so torn cause her son just hit the big one, but the job don't pay enough so she could really use the income. At least my jumper's nice so you know I ain't missing nothing, but if I don't come home, please tell them both that I love them and beyond. Don't run away from your love, no. Don't run away from it, no. Don't run away from it. Don't run away from your love, no. Don't run away from it, no. Don't run away from it. Don't run away from your love, no. Don't run away from it, no. Don't run away from it. Don't run away from your love, no. Don't run away from it, no. Don't run away from it.
All right, that was R. Tennyson with his song "Live Once." Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought about it. Up first, he's an A&R director at Atlantic. Gary, what do you think about Tennyson and his song?
I like the track. I like this flow. Like it sounds like he really comes from what he's talking about. I like artists like that, who are authentic and can talk about anything. And the video was dope. I liked how he put the lyrics in there, so people, off of first listen, they could like kind of just view it and then remember the lyrics. And I don't know. I don't have anything bad to say. I think it's a really good record. It's a pass for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Gary. You got your first pass there from Gary. We still got 2 judges left to go to see what they had to say. Let's kick it off to Polo. Polo, what do you think about Tennyson and his song? Thanks.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at that either. I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. I think he did a good job. I think he stuck to the concept. Chorus is cool. Obviously, you could have probably taken a bar or 2 off, but that's, little things like that. But it was definitely dope. I think definitely a pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. You got your second pass there from Polo. Let's see if you can get the clean sweep from all 3 judges with Pain 1. Pain 1, what did you think about Tennyson and his song?
Yeah, he didn't disappoint. he can definitely rap, but I appreciate the fact that he was telling a story and it was consistent and cohesive and coherent. The one thing I'll say is just, the hook felt like something that he didn't invest that much time into, and the verses felt like something he invested a lot of time into. So, if you're gonna sing the hook, I don't think it was bad. It just felt like an afterthought. It felt like there was an imbalance in the effort invested into those two parts relative to one another, but definitely a pass.
There you have it. Thank you, Payne 1. So congratulations, Tenny Sen. You got the clean sweep. You got 3 passes from all 3 of our judges, so you will be moving on to Miami to compete in our championship. We're going to send you an email after the event with all details, so make sure to check that out. We're going to move on to our next artist on the lineup. They go by Roman, Christopher, and I Am Me. Not sure if we have them here in the Zoom. Okay. So we're going to get right into their song, and we'll try to bring them in after we play their song.
So special.
I throw my praises in your face, yeah, I'm paid. It done took a lot for me to get here. I know I kept my faith, yeah. And I ain't never take no for an answer. I'm a motherfucking hustler. I'ma find a way to get it. And no, it ain't take me long, cause this is where I belong. Been a wild ride up and down like a carnival. I don't party much, I make the music that you party to. Shit you vibing with, make you feel like it's a part of you. Favorite records, proving the impossible is possible. Check our background, our future background's tropical. Success is guaranteed, cause failure is never optional. We shining now when niggas is changing faces. We grinding hard, they wishing we trading places. The chapter's old, my nigga, we flip the pages. Y'all want the crown, my niggas, we hold the aces. Just give me room though, it's looking spacious. And just to think it all started in the basement. Running off no sleep and working through the grave shift. Now we paving the way and they stand in amazement. Looking at the globe like the goal's to obtain it. No way they say no, the flow's too contagious. My graces, this is legendary status. This gon' save lives and change lives. And nobody's gonna stop this. Not you, not you, not him, not her. Shit, not even me. Favored, let's get it. I throw my praises in your face, yeah, I'm paid. It done took a lot for me to get here. I know I kept my faith, yeah. And I ain't never take no for an answer. I'm a motherfucking hustler. I'ma find a way to get it. And no, it ain't take me long, cause this is where I belong. Yo, niggas try to shit on me and make history. They shot my daughter, son almost died. Fuck me up mentally. Judgmental people keep talking instead of uplifting me. So I cut a lot on my circle, it ain't a mystery. Favorite records just ain't a team, we a conglomerate. And yes, we belong to be here, so don't challenge it. We ain't taking no for an answer, my bros big lit. And we making boss moves now, I'm talking big shit. Every day I'm counting my blessings, this is God's gift. And everyone who hated on us, take a good glimpse. That glow, it ain't never feel better, Brody, I'm feeling this. This shit right here, make your soul dance, get in tune with it. Yeah, it took a lot to get here, we motivated. In that uphill battle we fought, we had to face it. Yeah, we in the spotlight now, nigga, we made it. This is I Am Me 101, my graces.
See, niggas love to see a nigga that's doing good fall. But when that nigga stay humble, and that nigga keep moving, pushing forward, gracefully, this the outcome. Favorite records, baby. Let's go.
I throw my praises in your face, yeah, I'm paid. It done took a lot for me to get here. I know I kept my faith, yeah. And I ain't never take no for an answer. I'm a motherfucking hustler. I'ma find a way to get it. And no, it ain't take me long, 'cause this is where I belong.
All right, that was Roman Christopher and IME with their song Graces. We have someone here representing Roman here. Give me 1 second. There we go. And Yadi, how's it going?
Hello.
There
Are you
go.
able to hear me?
I hear you now. So tell us,
Okay.
where's
Roman? How
Roman?
are you?
Good. So where's Roman from?
Roman's from New Brand, Connecticut.
Okay,
He's
awesome.
a
So
father, so he's at work right now, so I'm representing him. I'm his manager.
okay, awesome. So we just got finished listening to his song Graces. Tell us a little bit about the song.
Well, Graces is to me is a positive, different type of music for hip hop. It's changing the typical quote unquote trap music. It got a nice hook to it. It's featured with someone he's done music with for over 20 years. They're still in the studio every day making music, and I feel it has the power to be Song of the Year.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Before we move on to our judges, give us a quick shout out to your social media.
You can follow him at Roman Christopher on all social media.
All right, sounds good. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they have to say about the song. Up first, he's an A&R director at Rock Nation. Polo, what do you think about Roman and his song?
I thought it was cool. Wasn't mad at it. I just, I feel like one is definitely long for sure. You gotta figure out how to make it down because it felt long after a while. But I just, he definitely stuck. Appreciate he stuck to the structure. I like his tone, but it was just, to me, like the song kind of didn't really move me all the way. Like, I didn't really, I heard it, I listened to it, and I don't remember it. And then that's for me, that's what scares me about pushing it to the next round. Like, I'm on the fence. Like, I want to pass it, I'm really on the fence. But what's keeping me is that the fact that I don't remember what the song really was about. Like, I don't know, maybe it just didn't grab me that way, or it just didn't strike me when I was listening to it that way. I'm gonna pass it because again, the structure was there, the chorus was there, but I just don't remember what it was, and that's kind of like what's bothering me.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. You did get the pass there from Polo. Got two judges left to go. Let's see what they had to say. Let's kick it off to Gary. Gary, what did you think about Roman and his song?
I thought it sounded a little dated. I kind of didn't believe him when he was rapping. And they look a little bit older, and not that you can't make it when you're older, but it's just like a little bit more difficult, like. And the hook wasn't really memorable. The beat was just okay. The video was okay. It's a no pass for me.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Gary. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from Gary. So we got a tiebreaker, leaving it all up to Pain One. Pain One, what did you think about Roman and his song?
Oh man, I hate tiebreakers. I like the track. So here's how I'm approaching it. I'm looking at the main artist, who I believe is a lighter skinned gentleman. He can really rap. I thought the feature was unnecessary because his rhyming prowess wasn't as high level as the main dude. Yeah, I think the video just, if I had listened to the song without the video, I felt like the video just didn't come together very well. It wasn't cohesive, like the effects and there was no story. I didn't quite understand what they were going for. They're kind of going for like the old school mobster look, but at the same time, it's switching from era to era, but they're wearing the same clothes. It just, the video didn't come together for me. So I'm just judging it based on the song. And I think the guy can rap. I know the producers, I heard their tag in there, please license that beat moving forward. Other than that, yeah, no one can say he can't rap. So I'm like Paula, where I'm on the fence, but you know, maybe don't pick this song, maybe pick something higher energy for the next round, but I'll give it a pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Pain One. And with Pain One, you got your second passer. So congratulations to Roman. He will be moving on to our championship round to compete for our grand prize in Miami. I'll be sending you guys an email with all the details after the event. We're gonna move on to our next artist. They go by BMO Jr. Just give me 1 second while we bring them in. And BMO will be joining us in just a few. Alright, looks like we might be having some connection issues with BMO, so we're just going to get right into their song, and we'll try to bring them in after we play the song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
Two-step. Two-step.
But at the
Bath and Body Works, got you smelling fruity-licious. Make me wanna eat you up, I'm talking licking dishes. X-rated when we cut, yeah, I feed her inches. From the back legs buck, switching up positions. I drop a pole in the lake like I'm going fishing. 100-yard kick return, yeah, I go the distance. She say that nut about to come, I tell her go get it. You already know what time it is when we go missing. Head game elite, from her head to her feet, body shape petite. Low waist cut jeans, legs cut capri. Stretching linen, ass in it, fitting comfortably. Rolex in the flesh, talking masterpiece. Make your boy say, masterpiece. She got the nookie in the safe, I got the master key. Full clip in a chamber, tell the bus for me. A private space, I'm in a place where you love to be. But she don't relate with those who fake, she only love a G. And she got love for me. Ecstasy, the place she love to see. And I take her there, yeah, up in her privacy. She like to get on top and ride for me. Ain't gotta take them off, just put them to the side for me. Ain't never back though, but she gon' try for me. But first I put it in her throat while she suck, I eat. Yeah, Bath and Body Works, got you smelling fruity-licious. Made me wanna eat you up and talking liquor dishes. X-rated when we cut, yeah, I feed her inches. From the back legs buck, switching up positions. I drop a pole in the lake like I'm going fishing. 100-yard kick return, yeah, I go the distance. She say that nut about to come, I tell her go get it. You already know what time it is when we go missing. Open toe sandals over heels and over sneaks, like to show them French pedicure toes, pretty feet. Put that putty in my face, meat tastes so sweet. Silk spreads first cheek, dealing with a pure freak. Mouth at the tip of her tongue, where it's pearly. Diamond cut shaved under there, hair curly. That view from the back, speed up cardiac. Rapidly addictive kind of set, soaking wet, got me paddling. My canoe up screen, she loving this cut thing. She say she at the jackpot with me. Kaching, public atmosphere, she don't care. Hand touching, was in my underwear. I'm a player, can't be cuffed, ain't false. Them bitches got a wishing. We was couplings and mission. When I feel like that, I tell myself it's nothing. And then I close my eyes, deep inside that busting. Take you on a flight, how the night is like a dream. Bath and Body Works, got you smelling fruity-licious. Made me wanna eat you up, I'm talking licking dishes. X-rated when we cut, yeah, I feed her inches. From the back legs buck, switching up positions. I drop a pole in the lake like I'm going fishing. 100-yard kick return, yeah, I go the distance. She say that nut about to come, I tell her go get it. You already know what time it is when we go missing.
All right, that was BMO Jr. with his song "Bath and Body Works." Let's kick. It looks like we have him here in the Zoom. Let's bring him in real quick. BMO, what's going on? How you doing?
What's good with you, bro?
Good, good. Thanks for asking. Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Deerfield Beach, Florida, man. South Florida, Broward County. Born and raised.
All right, that's what's up. So we just got finished listening to your song "Bath and Body Works." Tell us a little bit about the song. What's it about?
Well, Bath and Body Works, it really speaks for itself. I just heard the beat. A girl was taking a shower. She just got out the shower and she smelled fruity. You know what I mean? And it was Bath and Body Works. So I said, wow, okay, let me write a song about that. You know what I mean? So that's how it came about. And you know, I rap a lot for the ladies anyway. You know, so
yeah. That's pretty dope. Before we get into your feedback from the judges, give us a quick shout out to your social media.
Social media, IG is O_BMO Jr. BMOEJR.
All right, sounds good. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought about the song. Up first, he is a platinum producer, Pain One. What did you think about BMO and his song?
I like the beat a lot. It did feel a little like dated, but also current at the same time. But I like how musical it was. It was different. I don't know how viable that sound is nowadays, but I liked it. I liked his voice. I liked the mix on his voice. I think my issue with the song, my concern with the song is that the hook was indistinguishable from the verse. His tone stayed the same, the cadence stayed the same, the beat didn't even switch up. So after a while, it became a really monotonous experience because there were no dynamics. It was just a straight line. His voice stayed the same. Stayed the same. So for me, it's a no pass because that's not something that's going to translate well to a stage. But I think he has a lot of talent. He has a great voice, and he can take that to the next level if he made dynamics a focus.
There you have it. Thank you, Payne. One, unfortunately, that is a no pass from Payne. Still got 2 judges left to go. Let's kick it off to our next judge, Polo. Polo, what do you think about B-Mo in this song?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Payne. I like the beat. I thought, another one that somebody definitely could rap. I'm definitely not taking nothing away from that. He came with a verse, came with a chorus. It was hard. Like Payne said, the tone was just in one tone, so it was hard to separate that. And I just feel like, again, this is a whole record where it's like, he definitely could rap, but what was the song about? Like, it didn't really catch me. It didn't really move me. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm not saying that he can't, compete or rap. That's not why I'm not passionate. It just felt like this record just didn't really grasp me. It didn't move me. It ain't, it ain't. I don't remember what he was talking about. So that's hard for me to pass it. You know what I'm saying? So there's a no pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from Polo. But before we move on to our next artist, let's kick it off to Gary, see what he had to say. Gary, what did you think?
I like what Payne once said about his voice. His voice was definitely hard. I don't remember, just like Paulo said, anything that he said. His tone was just like pretty good. The beat was just okay. Honestly, like that first song that we clicked on, I would have went with that song instead of the one that you guys sent, because it sounded more like a mainstream song than this one.
All right, there you
So
have
no
it.
pass.
All right, thank you, Gary. Unfortunately, that was 3 no passes from our judges. He did get some positive feedback from all of them. So make sure to check out that feedback email after the event. We're going to kick it off to our next artist. They go by Poppy Gutta. Just give me 1 second while we bring them in. And Poppy Gutta, what's going on? How you doing?
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you. Can you turn on your camera for us?
I got you right now. I don't know.
Okay, no worries. We can still hear you. So we got your song here, Say What You Say. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
So, Hurricane Ida was about to hit. I had court the next morning. I called my dog up. I was like, yo, I got it on my mind. I went to the studio. You feel me? I went in the studio with no song ready. Just went in there with a freestyle. And so Say What You Saying is almost like giving it to you in another different shape or form of words of like, when people have a problem, just say what you gotta say. If you don't wanna say it, then just sit down. And so that's how it went about.
Okay, sounds good. Before we get into it, give us a quick shout out to your social media.
Oh, so I'm on Facebook, Poppy Gutta. Check out my YouTube, Poppy Gutta. I have IG, Keeping It Gutta Entertainment, which is my label, KEEPNITGUTTA Entertainment. Shout out to New Orleans. You heard me, 504, we in here. I'm mad that y'all can't see me right now, but I've been ready. I'm ready for this, and let's run it.
All right, sounds
free
good.
BG too, free BG, you heard me?
All right, we're going to get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
Hey, hey, hey. Came out of hibernation like a bear. Fuck the hater nation. Fuck them all. Hey, I'm about that. Yeah. Say what you saying, better sit the fuck down. Come close, I catch a technical foul. Call all your homies, you gon' need them right now. All I need a guard and some gas right now. Got my money up, got my money up. It look nice, I could afford the price. Me and my boo on a flight. I be talking shit that them haters don't like. Big dog shit, I could fuck your wife. Make that bitch lick pussy, turn it to a die. Jose Cuervo, I'm that fellow. Heavy metal, sent to your halo. My day ones, I fuck with them off top. If they turn it back on me, I'ma let the Nina pop. It's my turn to switch it up. Homie, I don't need no props. If the mic right in front of me, I give it what I got. Hey, where you learned that from, I can't give you this game. But I could teach you how to stack 100K. I'm wide open, big body, blunt smoking. Got my cougar head down below choking. Say what you saying or sit the fuck down. Bruh, I don't play, I send killers to your house. Catch your ass slipping, I catch a technical foul. Dead ass rap, got him laying in a pile. Say what you saying or sit the fuck down. Bruh, I don't play, I send killers to your house. Catch your ass slipping, I catch a technical foul. Dead ass rap, got him laying in a pile. I get back to the business, I get back to the block, I get back to the scrimmage, back to ducking the cops. I'm still hot, I know, I'm so hot, I know. Brand new Glock, just know, I ain't playing no. I done served all the snow, I done broke down a brick, I done put on my niggas and fucked over a bitch. So pass me the lighter, I'm finna spark up this fire. Bulletproof on my tires, got the whip apple cider, swag bustin' like gushers. I'm smashing you busters, splash on my attire. I'm a rider, a slider, in a Chevy we pile up. Pull up on niggas, tell them go get their mouths up and pull up the trigger. Where you learned that from, I can't give you this game. But I could teach you how to stack 100K. I'm wide open, big body, blunt smoking. Got my cougar head down below choking. Say what you saying or sit the fuck down. Bruh, I don't play, I send killers to your house. Catch your ass slipping, I catch a technical foul. Dead ass rap, got him laying in a pile. Say what you saying or sit the fuck down. Bruh, I don't play, I send killers to your house. Catch your ass slipping, I catch a technical foul. Dead ass rap, got him laying in a pile. KIG.
All right, that was Poppy Gutter with his song. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they have to say about it. First, he's an A&R director at Atlantic. Gary, what did you think about Poppy and his song?
I was disappointed that it didn't have a video, but the beat was hard. I liked the tone of his voice. You could tell like he's really from that. Unfortunately, it didn't like move the needle for me. It didn't sound like a single that like really stuck out. So it's a no pass for me.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Gary. That's a no pass from Gary. Let's see what our next judge had to say. He's a planning producer. Payne One, what do you think about Poppy and his song?
Yeah, I agree with Gary because I feel like this record gave us a taste of this artist's potential and his talent. And we recognize that. But it, given the story he told that he just walked into the studio with no plan, like I hear that in the record. It didn't feel like a well thought out song. I don't feel like the hook really conveyed what the artist intended in the way that he intended it to. It felt like maybe something he rushed. But I recognized the talent. I just wanted to hear him put his best foot forward, because if he did, I think we probably would have been a lot more impressed and maybe even blown away. So I think the song is good. I think his energy is good. I think his voice is good. I think all the potential is there. I just want to hear his songwriting talents at full force, and I didn't feel like this was it. So for this record, it's a no pass.
There you have it. Thank you, Payne One. Unfortunately, I was a no pass from Payne. But before we move on to our next artist, let's get your feedback from Polo. Polo, what did you think?
Yeah, man, Pain One kind of hit it dead in the head. Like the potential was there, and then like Gary said, the expectation was there, it was high, and then when it came in, it just kind of disappointed. I mean, like, so it's like Pain One said, imagine if you really sat there and write, if you freestyle that, that's very impressive. But the song itself didn't move me as it should. You know what I mean? And that's why it's a no pass. I agree with it. Like, like I said, like the potential was there, but he just didn't maximize his potential. He kind of half-assed it. So imagine if he really put his all into it.
All right, thank you, Polo. There you have it. Unfortunately, it was 3 no passes from our judges, but they do see a lot of potential in you, Pappy Gutter. So make sure to check out that feedback email after the event to see what you can work on. We're going to move on to our next artist on the lineup. They go by YG from the 3 Lock. Doesn't look like we have him here in the Zoom, so we're just going to get right into the song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up. Oh, from the block.
Okay's on the beat.
I need me a check, I'm down real bad. Wondering how I'm gonna get to this bag. Don't ride at Olos, but this was my last. Swear to God, I better get to that bag. Started car hopping, I hitting the dash. Heading around state where they don't read them tabs. 12 in my rear, I'ma stop on the gas. Yeah, I'm that driver, so we ain't gon' crash. Taking this exit, this city is sweet. I-95, we in Cocoa Beach. Port St. Lucie, then pumping no beach. We taking trips and no time to be sleep. Came up on too close, you know it's that time. You give it up or I'm busting his eye. Take me a lap before you take mine. I gotta eat, it's my way to survive. I'm with my brother, you know how we tie. Know that we rolling, ain't no other kind. Vision was blurry, but walked out my eyes. Rest in peace, photo, it hurt when you die. I fight these press to get out of my mind. Ain't tryna think, hella pain, no rewind. Did what I did, ain't no turning around. Yeah, I'm a demon, ain't no way around. Back to the story, I called us that lack. Been a mask up, come on, let's get it crackin'. Ain't tryna shed blood, but this 9 we're blasting. They false movie, yo, like we're in China. That 18 young, your account need a drain. Sleep at that boy, this come up in major. Back on the road, finna do it again. Shit on real people, no song for the plan. Get back to the city, we need to count up. Charging my phone, gotta hit up the plug. Got a few niggas who gon' show some love. Come to my block, it ain't no friend in us. Get a new stick, cause these niggas gon' envy. Wanna hand out, but I ain't really friendly. Did what you did, now you can't be right next to me. I pick a real, now I got straight enemies.
All right, that was YG from the block. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they had to say about it. First, he's an A&R director at Rock Nation. Polo, what do you think about YG?
Sounded early to me. From the delivery, the delivery sounded shaky. Like I felt like he could get a little bit more comfortable with it, and then the writing itself too. There was no hook. There was just a whole bunch of rap, but what was he really saying? I mean, like it wasn't taking us nowhere. So just early, no pass.
All right, thank you, Polo. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from Polo, but let's see what our next judge had to say. DJ Payne 1, what did you think about YG in this song?
Yeah, I agree. It just didn't feel like he put much effort into it. There was no hook. It was the same triplet flow over and over again that we've heard before, and it didn't switch up. So no pass for me.
All right, thank you, Payne. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from Payne as well. Let's see what Gary had to say about YG. Gary, what do you think?
I just piggybacking off of Pain One and Polo, like nothing really there. He's just rapping just to rap. No bars stuck out. Like the beat was just cool, and like the flow was the same throughout the whole joint. So like nothing like really switched up, and there was nothing really too catchy about that.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Gary. Unfortunately, that's 3 no passes from our judges. But make sure to check out that feedback email after the event. We're going to kick it off to our next artist. They go by Tropic Nation. Looks like we have him here in the Zoom, so just give me 1 second while we bring him in. And Tropic Nation, what's going on? How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
All right, so tell us where you're from.
I am from Bermuda, but I am out here in Nashville, well, Huntsville right now.
Okay.
But mainly in Nashville, doing some networking.
Gotcha. That's what's up. We got your song here, Dark Night. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
Oh, well, that song was created when me and a couple friends of mine were actually in need of somewhere to stay. We was in Bermuda and the COVID-19 pandemic had came. And so we all needed somewhere to stay. So I had got an Airbnb for like 2 months. And that was actually the second song that we had made. And so that one actually made it to the radio. And, you know, from there, I've been pursuing that.
Okay, dope. Before we get into your song, give us a quick shout out to your social media.
So yeah, Tropic Nation Official and Tropic Nation Entertainment on YouTube. Basically it.
All right, awesome. Sounds good. We're going to get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
All right, cool.
Tropic Nation, baby. Tropic Nation, baby.
I'm falling, lost, don't know it. These dark nights, you were my starlight. That look in your eye got me hypnotized. Your words can tell lies, like you can read minds. Get lost in our high, feel like it can fly.
Dark nights, yeah, dark nights. You were my spotlight, but now it's dark nights. Yeah, something ain't right. Yeah, dark nights. You were my spotlight, but now it's dark nights. Yeah, something ain't right. I know you've been searching for someone to let you out the door. I know that I am that someone that you've been searching for. I know you've been searching for someone to let you out the door. I know that I am that someone that you've been searching for. Yeah, dark nights. Yeah, dark nights. Need you by my side. Yeah, something ain't right. Yeah, these dark nights. Yeah, these dark nights. Yeah, these dark nights.
I know shawty wants somebody that keeps her wanting more. I'm not cocky tryna cop me cause of my sauce. You know I can put you on, I can put you on. Don't come running if it's loving that you want. I'm falling, lost, don't know it. These dark nights, you were my starlight. That look in your eye got me hypnotized. Your words can tell lies, like you can read minds.
All right, that was Tropic Nation with their song. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought about it. Up first, he's a platinum producer. Pain One, what do you think about Tropic Nation and their song?
Unfortunately, the vocals were set to the wrong key in the autotune. I don't know if it was just the wrong key or if you used chromatic rather than minor. But to me, that was just really distracting. Just because it was consistent throughout the song. So it felt kind of like a domino effect of quality where the tuning was off and then it kind of brought the energy down overall in conjunction with the delivery, and it just it needed work in my opinion. So it's a no pass for me.
All right, unfortunately that's a no pass from Pain One. See what our next judge had to say. He's an A&R director at Atlantic. Gary, what did you think?
I didn't know that because I'm not musical like Pain One, but I didn't know the tune was in the wrong setting. Obviously, that's terrible. You can't have that when you're presenting a product. But I thought vocally there were some pockets where they were really, really good, but for majority of the song, like the pockets weren't that good. The tone was okay. I thought the video was pretty solid. Like I could tell where they were trying to head to. They just didn't execute it to its best potential. No pass.
There you have it. Thank you, Gary. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from Gary as well. Before we move on to our next artist, let's get Polo's feedback. Polo, what did you think about Tropic Nation?
Yeah, I agree with both judges. Like Gary said, I feel like good concept, good idea, but the execution wasn't there. Kind of early. You know what I mean? I feel like he needs to get a little bit more seasoned with the flow or that type of idea. You know what I mean? Like he was off, wasn't in the right note. So just, figuring that out. He had a good idea, even with the video, but the execution wasn't there. So no pass.
There you have it. Thank you, Polo. Unfortunately, that was 3 no passes from all of our judges. They did give you some great feedback, some positive feedback there. So just make sure to check out that feedback email after the event. We're going to move on to our next artist on the lineup. They go by Sika Sui. Just give me 1 second while I bring them in. And Sika, what's going on? How you doing?
What up, man?
What's going on? Where you from?
Coming out of Houston.
Okay.
Just dropped my EP last week. Can't Pull Me Under. Out everywhere. How y'all feeling?
Good, great. We got your song here, Living Fast. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
Just about, I made that song for my homie, and just about at the time, right now, how people, I'm talking about how we gotta wear masks and stuff, and I can't see females' faces and shit. Well, it's a whole blended up mix about some real shit.
Okay.
You go feel it.
Sounds good. Before we get into it, give us a quick shout out to your social media.
You can get me at Sika Sui on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, iTunes, all that. At Sika Sui.
All right, great. We're gonna get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
All right, sure.
Feeling trapped up in my town, I need the freedom in my city. Everybody got a mask on, I can't tell if that bitch pretty. I be out here trying to do me, but a lot of shit too iffy. It's just life I'm really living, cause I'm trapped up in my city, living fast. Whole life I'm trapped up in my city. Everybody looking at me like they envy, overkill me. No sympathy, get rich or dying like I'm 50. Do not try to play me silly, turn the lights on to the city, send me blast. I got my mask already with me, I be tryna make a change, but my heart it be too chilly. Down up in the itty gritty to the last of all my money. Stuck up in a situation and I know that time is running for the money. I'm no dummy, give a fucker if you love me or you don't. Selling all my niggas that shit that I never want. Getting high, you know Sweet Island cause my favorite dope. Ducking on my shit before they running through my dough. I'm blowing up my nigga, feeling like I took a float. I'm rolling up, I'm high, but I ain't even feeling stoned. Thinking about my partner, can't believe he took his own. I do this for my family and all my niggas gone. And that's the way my nigga, how this shit supposed to go. You could be yourself, so why you wanna be a clone? Never follow trends, bitch, I only follow codes. I'ma hit the road because you know I'm feeling trapped up in my town. I need the freedom in my city. Everybody got a mask on, I can't tell her that bitch pretty. I be out here tryna do me, but a lot of shit too iffy. It's just life I'm really living, cause I'm trapped up in my city, living fast. Whole life I'm trapped up in my city. Everybody looking at me like they envy or go kill me. No, sympathy, get rich or dying like I'm 50. Do not try to play me silly, turn the lights on to the city, send me blast. Yeah, I'm feeling drippy, blowing sticky, need 100 in my pocket. Yellow bitch, I'm talking milli, ain't no other way about it. Ain't no single dot up in me. Motherfuckers wanna press me, want my send me, it be ready. I be off the fucking chain with your bitch, you taking shots up to the brain. Coppers, they be fucking with us niggas every day. You could stay in line, bitch, or you could play away. You come up out of line, I coast and shoot and fade away. Up on a fucking hater like some gator, bitch, I'm fly. I ain't picking up my phone right now, cause bitch, I'm high. Shoot up to the top until my jet up in the sky. Haters talking down on me and know up in my life. Haters talking down on me and know up in my life. Haters talking down on me and know up in my life. Haters talking down on me and know up in my life. Haters talking down on me and know I'm feeling trapped up in my town. I need the freedom in my city. Everybody got a mask on, I can't tell if that bitch pretty. I be out here tryna do me, but a lot of shit too iffy. It's just life I'm really living, cause I'm trapped up in my city, living fast. Whole life I'm trapped up in my city. Everybody looking at me like they envy or go kill me. No sympathy, get rich or dying like I'm 50. Do not try to play me silly, turn the lights on to the city, send me blast.
All right, that was Sika Sui with his song. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they have to say about it. First, he's an A&R director at Rock Nation. Polo, what did you think about Sika and his song? Polo's still checking out the song. Let's kick it off to Gary. Gary, what did you think about Sika and his track?
Yo,
what do you think about Sika and his song?
I was disappointed that it didn't have a video because the song had like some energy to it, you know, like the flow was good. I'm just afraid that he sounds like a little bit like The Holiday and a few other artists out there. So to like differentiate yourself from those artists, like there wasn't really anything that stuck out that would make him any different from those other artists that are doing the same sound. So I mean, he's pretty talented. I wasn't like all the way bad. I'll pass on him. I think he's a pass for me.
All right, dope. There you have it. You got a pass from Gary. Let's kick it off to our next judge, see what they had to say. Pain One, what do you think about Sika and his song?
I was really on the fence because I thought the melodies were crazy. I wasn't crazy about the songwriting. I wasn't sure what the song was about, but the energy was great. But I'm not gonna mince words. The mix was horrible. It was very horrible. Obviously, well, hopefully you don't actually use that on stage. You just, use the instrumental. But the melodies were catchy. The energy was good. as long as you don't use that horrible mix on stage, I think it'll be a good performance. So I'm going to give you a pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Pain One. Got your pass from Pain One, despite the mixing issues. Let's kick it off to our next judge, Polo. See if you get the clean sweep. Polo, what did you think about Sika and his song?
I'm on the fence on this one as well because the mix definitely was terrible for sure, and then the melody was good. Then I felt like he used the same melodies throughout the whole record, so it was kind of parts where it was hard to distinguish with the hook and then the verses kind of sounded the same in a sense. But then it definitely had a lot of good energy. Like they had good parts, like these guys said. So I'm on the fence. I mean, he already got the sweep. I mean, he got the pass. So maybe I just don't answer this one at all.
All right, well, I'll take that. All right, there you have it. We did get 2 passes from our 3 of our judges, and you got a lot of positive feedback from everyone. But they all agree, though, you got to fix that mix. You can't perform that at the championship, so make sure to clean that up. And we're going to send you an email after the event with all the details on the championship. We're going to move on to our next artist on the lineup. They go by Esoteric Agenda. Just give me 1 second while I bring them in. And Esoteric, what's going on? Can you turn on your camera and your mic for us? I can see you, can't hear you. Now you got it. What's going on? Where are you guys from?
Sir, from Silver Spring, live and direct. We in Silver Spring right now in the studio.
Maryland specifically.
Sir.
Skylight Studios.
All right, dope. That's what's up. So we got your song here. It is called, 1 second, it's called Lockdown. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
Hey, man, you already know what happened with March 16th of 2020. Affected millions of lives. We're still even going through this pandemic right now. And believe it or not, these are some of the verses that we created before the pandemic. So it's amazing how life is. And before we recorded it, then came the pandemic. And then we just listen back at it. We're like, dang, we recorded right at the right time.
It's very prophetic the way that things happened. It turned out still seeing some of the things we're talking about happening and existing right now. But yeah, hope you guys like Lockdown. It's off the Grim Symptomatic EP.
All right, for sure. Before we get into it, give us a quick shout out to you guys on social media.
All right, you can holler us at Esoteric Agenda Music. That's ESOTRIC AGENDAMUSIC. And my personals, and it has the boy and underscore DAT underscore HAZZARD_BOI.
You can find me at Instagram at The Chaotic Genius, all one word. I'm also on Twitter at The Chaotic Genius DC.
All right, dope. Sounds good. We're going to get right into the song. Just give us 1 second while we load it up.
Yeah, so is it cool if you just keep us on camera since we don't have a video?
I mean, sure, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Perfect. Yeah, you keep the audio rolling. Just keep us on camera.
Gotcha. We're just going to mute you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah. Died on lockdown. Died on lockdown. Yeah. Died on lockdown. Died on lockdown. Chaotic G. Yeah. Died on lockdown. Died on lockdown. Yeah. World's on lockdown. Yeah.
Lockdown, lockdown. Come through the streets and shit and get locked down. Lockdown, lockdown. What you gonna do when your ass get locked down?
Running, there's nowhere to hide. We'll take you dead or alive. Right through the axis denied. With or without a disguise.
Lockdown, lockdown, come through the streets and shit and get locked down. Lockdown, lockdown, what you gonna do when your ass get locked down?
Running, there's nowhere to hide. We'll take you dead or alive. Right through the axis denied. With or without a disguise.
Martial law, we in martial law. Politicians pushing their agendas out for harsher laws. For bailout, tax dodge, no partial loss. We low income, low priority, so we march along. Set departure for greener pastures. Had the gat tucked under mattress. News full of bad actors, disasters manufactured by our masters. Several factions gather in masses, split up by several factors. The USA is fractured, all we hear is the laughter of the upper classes. Quarantine, we're in quarantine. Give me a hit of this weed, I'm paranoid like the Byzantines. Creeping around the scene, scavenging for sustenance to bring. Barbed wire around my back, call this bitch Lucille when I go and swing. We ain't looking for trouble, but that's what you get if you cross us. Survived all of our losses and boss up is what a cruel world has taught us. The cowards in office saw us in caution and acted their forces. The torches befall us, the angels are calling. Will you oppose it or forfeit? Forfeit. Lockdown, lockdown, come through the streets and shit and get locked down. Lockdown, lockdown, what you gonna do when your ass get locked down?
Running, there's nowhere to hide. We'll take you dead or alive. Right through the axis denied. With or without a disguise.
Lockdown, lockdown, come through the streets and shit and get locked down. Lockdown, lockdown, what you gonna do when your ass get locked down?
Running, there's nowhere to hide. We'll take you dead or alive. Right through the axis denied. With or without a disguise. Patiently drawing the sketch. What I'll be grinding, well, at least for the long term. Fully baffled, man, I need a battle. You phonies ain't touching my hunger. See if you ride for the culture. Walking some vultures, huddle you in. Daughter plummet, body rubber ducking. Players not blazing and that go a pit. Talking that talk, get you all of the discussions on your Facebook wall. Walking that walk, can't pretend you both arms and your nose when the only thing to break your fall. Those that go to my shows, they the true fans that I thought were my borderline foes. Ain't the kind of fishy so-called friends are busy, then fake all day, play Pokemon Go. Know the plan is, big boy with the cognac, this is grown man biz. Seen the cook shook, then pop that soda can lid in cuffs where both hands is. Fools go, they on the carrot might get ya, tickle you down like a hairnet, nigga. Catch a case, then Rick stayed in the way, immaculate Franco Harris, my nigga. All in the truck with the armor in the cut, marijuana in the duck, yeah, caught up in a rush. Then my partners when the bus had clean, wipe the mess from the bumper, got a cut. Why have my antennas up? Shut the gear down, but it ain't gonna shut a nigga up. We can face plant heads down deep into the gut. Lockdown emergency chant to my lungs. Yeah.
Lockdown, lockdown, come through the streets and shit and get locked down. Lockdown, lockdown, what you gonna do when your ass get locked down?
Running, there's nowhere to hide. We'll take you dead or alive. Right through the axis denied. With or without a disguise.
Lockdown, lockdown, come through the streets and shit and get locked down. Lockdown, lockdown, what you gonna do when your ass get locked down?
Running, there's nowhere to hide. We'll take you dead or alive. Right through the axis denied. With or without a disguise.
All right, that was Esoteric Agenda with their song. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they had to say about it. Let's start off with Polo. He's an A&R director at Rock Nation. Polo, what do you think about Esoteric Agenda and their song?
I thought it was okay. Just the record kind of didn't really move me. From the chorus to the verses, they put a lot of energy. They came with good energy, but the song itself just didn't really move me. So I'm gonna say no pass.
All right, there you have it. Unfortunately, it's a no pass from Polo. Let's see what our other judges had to say. Our next judge is an A&R director at Atlantic. Gary, what did you think about Esoteric Agenda?
It sounded dated. I didn't like the tones. I don't know. It didn't stick out. There was nothing like that wowed me about it. And I thought like it was very, very below average.
So that's a no pass.
No pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Gary. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from Gary, but let's see what Pain One had to say about your track. Pain One, what do you think about Esoteric and her song?
Well, cool. I was on the fence. Now I don't have to vote or think. It's like how I am every election. I'm kidding. Kind of. I think there was a lot of talent and a lot of good ideas, and they just didn't come together in the way that maybe the artist had initially envisioned. So I think it's just a matter of really knowing what the goal for a song is. I think it felt like it just kind of got slapped together, and maybe they didn't go through a revision process. Maybe they didn't go through a demo process, and that can help create a solid, cohesive record.
Yeah, thank you, Pain One. Unfortunately, you didn't get 2 passes from our judges, so you won't be moving on to the next round, but you did get some positive feedback there from our judges. Make sure to check out that feedback email after the event. We're going to kick it off to our next artist on the lineup. They go by D6. Just give me 1 second while I bring them in. On our 10th artist so far, so I got 5 more artists left to go. So far, we've had 3 artists moving on to our championship round. Looks like we have D6 in here. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? There you go. What's going on? Where you from?
I'm originally from North Carolina, man, raised in Memphis. I'm back here in North Carolina now, though.
Okay, sounds good. So we got your song here. It's called A Rookie. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
Oh, Rookie, man, it's about really just owning your own abilities. Whatever you do or whatever you have done, I feel like if you have put 100% effort into it, man, like you the greatest. You know what I'm saying? You're a starter because you're always in the game. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about my music, because regardless if I ever made it or not, I got a passion for music, so I'm always doing it. So I'm a starter. You know, I'm always ready for the game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here for the tryouts. Let's get it.
All right, sounds good. Before we get into it, give us a quick shout out to your social media.
Oh yeah, man, you get me on my Instagram. It's D66627. That's what I be on everything. You know, but I dropped the album too last month. Lazarus. That's what this single is off of. Lazarus. I dropped it September 13th, so it's on all the platforms. Deezer, Apple Music, YouTube, TikTok. I mean, all the platforms. You can search D6 and pull it up.
All right, sounds good. We're gonna get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
D6, you already know. I'm talking about. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. I'm the motherfucking greatest. I'm the greatest, nigga. Like young black Tom Brady. Tom Brady, nigga. They ain't talking how I'm talking. How I'm talking. Then they some motherfucking haters. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. Okay. Fresh out the sweat. Yeah. Put me in the game, coach. Switch nigga all net. And everything got the shit the same go. Okay. Straight out the hood, nigga. Rock pinstripes like a Kango. And that ain't no motherfucking where I can't go. And you can't tell me shit by the stank ho. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. If he ballin', then I'm spalding. Throw your flush, poke a hand, bitch, I'm all in. And then I poke a friend, nigga, cause they called in. Respect money and power like Austin. Expect nothing, yeah, you heard what the boss said. Nigga, yeah, you heard what the boss said. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. I'm the motherfucking greatest. I'm the greatest, nigga. A young black Tom Brady. Tom Brady, nigga. They ain't talking like I'm talking. I'm talking. The next motherfucking hater. I'm the motherfucking truth. I'm the truth, yeah. Something that you have to get. Black number 5, nigga, let the thing loose. Fuck around and get these motherfuckers Kaepernick. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, yeah, I'm hard, and yeah, these niggas cross till I cross over like pardon. No, excuse me, little nigga. Turn this shit into a movie, no. Tubi, little nigga. Now you got a mystery, but no Scooby, little nigga. Fuck your bitch right after that and never scoop me, little nigga. Just to do me, little nigga. Now it's cooler, little nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. You a rookie, I'm a starter. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. I'm the motherfucking greatest. I'm the greatest, nigga. Like young black Tom Brady. Tom Brady, nigga. They ain't talking how I'm talking. How I'm talking. Then they some motherfucking haters. Nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. Young John Madden, but I ain't playing no games. Got a young bitch, Maggie, yeah, she nasty with the thing. And she let them things fly, she that motherfucker blowing. No, blow a nigga landscape. Hit a motherfucker, only thing they can mandate. No, I don't fuck with you, nigga, fuck a handshake. Now they can't touch me, little nigga, with the mask ain't 6 feet, put the flame out with an ashtray. Smoke 'em like I had a bad day. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. I'm the motherfucking greatest. I'm the greatest, nigga. A young black Tom Brady. Tom Brady, nigga. They ain't talking how I'm talking. How I'm talking. And they some motherfucking haters, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. I'm the motherfucking greatest. I'm the greatest. A young black Tom Brady. Tom Brady, nigga. They ain't talking like I'm talking. How I'm talking. They some motherfucking haters. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. You a rookie, I'm a starter. I'm a starter, nigga. I'm the motherfucking greatest. I'm the greatest. A young black Tom Brady. Tom Brady, nigga. They ain't talking how I'm
All right, that was D6 with his song Rookie. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought about it. Up first, he's a planner and producer, Pain One. What do you think about D6 and his song?
I think it has some good moments. Yeah, I mean, I think that especially the third verse, there were some really cool cadences that he had going, some good flows. Overall, the quality was just really bad. So presentation wise, it was not a great representation of himself as an artist. And like obviously we want to judge the talent, but if the presentation is distracting us from the talent, then we got to focus on the presentation. And unfortunately, it wasn't a great presentation. So that concerned me enough to say no pass. But I do hear the talent, and I think it's just going to take focusing on his strong points and really accentuating those in the songwriting process to start, and then obviously working with the right people, the right engineers, the right videographers, so he can put his best foot forward as an artist.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Pain One. That was a no pass from Pain One. We still got 2 judges left to go. Let's see what they had to say. Polo, what did you think about D6 and his song?
Hold on. It gave me pain. I just felt like it felt early. I mean, like, just, wish it was recorded in the studio, wish it had a better beat. You know what I mean? Just more a song in general. So it just sounds early for me, so I'm going to say no pass.
All right, unfortunately, that was a no pass from Polo as well. Let's kick it off to Gary, see what he thought about your track. Gary, what did you think about D6 and his song?
I thought him himself was hard as hell. Like his cadence was dope. His tone was dope. Um, he had like some really good pockets. The song was really was hella long. I don't think that was the right song to showcase, but I could tell. Like Pay One said that there's a lot of potential there. You just got to get the the look together and like the songs together. But as far as him as an artist, like I believe him, he's hard as hell. But unfortunately, it's a no pass for me.
There you have it. Thank you, Gary. Unfortunately, that was a no pass from Gary as well, but all of the judges gave you some positive feedback. So make sure to check out that feedback email after the event. We're going to kick it off to our next artist. They go by MJ the God. Doesn't look like we have them here in the Zoom, so we're just going to get right into their songs. Give me 1 second while we load it up.
Shorty, she a freak, she won't get kinky in the bed. Yeah, the way she fuck with me, she rank right up to give me head. I'ma be her doing these down, then after that go chase the bread. I gotta go and handle business, trying to reach 100 grand. Yeah, shorty, she a freak, she won't get kinky in the bed. Yeah, the way she fuck with me, she rank right up to give me head. I'ma be her doing these down, then after that go chase the bread. I gotta go and handle business, trying to reach 100 grand.
I met shorty up the block, somehow I knew she liked me. So I had to go and approach her, take her ass back home with me. Yeah, shorty kinda thick, ass poking out them jeans. I like girls, that's what that freaky shit. She said, oh lucky me. So I gave her ass the magic stick and put her ass to sleep. Next day she woke up, gave me neck while I was asleep. Fucked again, but this time, yeah, nigga had to leave. I had to go and get that paper, heard that cash was calling me.
Shorty, she a freak, she won't get kinky in the bed. Yeah, the way she fuck with me, she rank right up to give me head. I'ma be her doing these down, then after that go chase the bread. I gotta go and handle business, trying to reach 100 grand. Yeah, shorty, she a freak, she won't get kinky in the bed. Yeah, the way she fuck with me, she rank right up to give me head. I'ma be her doing these down, then after that go chase the bread. I gotta go and handle business, trying to reach 100 grand.
Yeah, shorty, she a super nasty freak. Had her legs up on my shoulder, had her fall in love with me. Call me Sonny G.O.D. when the paper calling me. She said she wanna try that boat, that pussy wet just like the sea. Man, I tell you that.
Shorty, she a freak, she won't get kinky in the bed. Yeah, the way she fuck with me, she rank right up to give me head. I'ma be her doing these down, then after that go chase the bread. I gotta go and handle business, trying to reach 100 grand. Yeah, shorty, she a freak, she won't get kinky in the bed.
She a freak.
She won't get kinky in the bed.
She a freak.
She won't get kinky in the bed.
All right, that was MJ the God with his track Kinky. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought about it. Start off with Gary. Gary, what did you think about MJ the God?
I don't know, man. Like nothing really like stuck out. The flow was like repetitive during the whole thing. The mix was pretty dope, but I don't know. It didn't stick out to me. I don't think that that it had like a lot of wow moments to where people would be like, yo, like I really want to A&R the shit out of this. So it's a no pass for me.
All right, there you have it. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from Gary. Let's kick it off to our next judge, Payne 1. Payne, what did you think about MJ the God?
Yeah, I agree with Gary, and as Polo is wont to say, it sounds early. It sounds like he picked a good beat and attacked it the way he knows how to attack it at this point. But as Gary said, it was monotonous, it was redundant, it didn't have the wow factor. I actually wrote that comment too, so we're on the same page. So it's a no pass for me at this point, but he's going to grow into it.
All right, no pass from Payne 1, but let's see what Polo had to say. Polo, what did you think?
They said it sounds early. Great beat though. I thought the beat was hard as shit. And then he kind of had a good idea. Just the execution of it just wasn't there. I mean, like there was one part. I think it was like a pre-chorus at the end, with even the vocal, like the mix one. I think the mix was cool on this one. And like Gary said, there was one point like a pre-chorus that was dope. But other than that, everything else is just like it's been said. Everything you just said has been said. Can you say something different? Can you grab my attention? You know what I'm saying? And it didn't. So no pass.
All right, thank you, Polo. Unfortunately, 3 no passes, but they get a lot of positive feedback from our judges. We're gonna kick it off to our next artist. They go by Shivani. Looks like we have him here. So just give me 1 second while I bring him in. And Shivani, what's going on? How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
Great. Thanks for asking. So we got the song here by Aaron Brown, Pela PR. Did I say that right?
That's right. So, so it's been a really interesting journey, and I just want to start off by saying thank you to Aaron, because it's our song, and I contacted him in my early 20s, and for me music has always been a universal language, so I recorded the Hindi vocals, wrote the lyrics and the melody, and I just want to say thank you to my teachers, my mum, my dad, just everyone that supported me on this journey. The song Pehla Pyar means first love. And for me, when I heard the beat that Ruthless produced, initially I just closed my eyes and I just felt like just that, that initial feeling when you just feel like that impulse of falling in love. So for me, it was just like, that's what I captured in that. And I've always been hooked on hooks. Just thank you for the opportunity, really appreciate it. This is outside my comfort zone. Just call it something like a call of guidance, or, just going outside your comfort zone. So thank you, really appreciate your feedback in advance. And I'm fairly hidden, but I've created a new profile. So you can contact me on Shivni Official on Instagram. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you. We're going to get right into your song. Just give us 1 second while we load it up.
Searching the world, baby. Trying to find my baby, yeah. Been looking for you, girl, to hold me down. Looking for you, girl, to wear my crown. So, baby, what you saying? Like a fairy tale, let's run away. I'll give you my hand, I'll give you everything. I'll be your man until the very end. Been looking for love since forever, so I ain't never gonna let you go. looking for love since forever, so I ain't never gonna let you go, no. Won't you be my baby? Oh, first love, you got me in the zone all night, baby, talking on the telephone. It's crazy how you got me feeling lately. I just don't know how to feel. All I wanna do is call you my baby. Punjabi! Won't you be my baby? Oh, first love, you got me in the zone all night, baby, talking on the telephone. It's crazy how you got me feeling lately. I just don't know how to feel. All I wanna do is call you my baby.
All right, that was Aaron Brown with Shivni. That was their song POLO PR. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought about the song. Up first, season 8, our director at Rock Nation. Polo, what do you think about Shivni and her song?
I wasn't feeling it. I'll be honest. I don't know what, even though I didn't know what the chorus was saying, I'm not sure what it's saying. To me, it just wasn't in the right key, pitch, or tone. Like it just didn't sound right. And then vocally, he still needs work. You know what I mean? I feel like his vocals, I feel like he don't know how to use his voice yet. I feel like, you know what I mean, he has potential. He probably would need some vocal coach, like a vocal coach, someone that can help him. And then writing wise, you know what I mean? I feel like the writing sounds early too. Like just maybe he needs to try to work with, some different, producers and someone that can really help him, bring his vision to life more. I just feel like it just sounds very early. So it's a no pass for me.
All right, unfortunately, that's a no pass from Polo. Let's kick it off to our next judge, see what they had to say. Pain One, what do you think about Shivni Aerosol?
Yeah, I agree with Polo. I think both artists could have benefited from having a vocal producer in the studio with them. But again, it does feel early. It feels like this is one of very few songs that they've recorded and completed in their careers. Video looked great. The point at the beat kind of bothered me because it felt chaotic and way too aggressive. The kicks were way too aggressive. given how smooth the rest of the beat is. They were just like coming in super rapidly, and then there was no hi-hat to ground anything. They weren't tethered to a rhythm. The hi-hat usually keeps that tempo, and so when the big crescendo came, which was the hook, and Shivani is singing, there's a string arrangement that comes in, and then the male singer is singing and she's singing, and it's just this sonic chaos. And that's supposed to be the core of the song, and it was chaotic, unfortunately. So I think it just needed a lot of work, or a lot of elements that were competing for space. And I think it's just something that comes with a lot of time and experience. But if you want to expedite that growth process, then yeah, definitely work with people that know what they're doing. They know the because I've made music in this genre, the kind of pop Hindi crossover territory, and it's very specific. It's very unforgiving, and it just has to be perfect. So there are people out there who can help with that, but for now, it's a no pass.
All right. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from Payone as well. But before we move on, let's kick it off to Gary. See what he has to say. Gary, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree with all of the panelists. It was pretty bad. The music video was pretty bad. His movements were bad. The songwriting was bad. It's all bad.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Gary. Fortunately, that was a no pass from Gary. But make sure to check out that feedback email after the event to see exactly what you can work on. We're going to move on to our next artist. They go by Redundant. Just give me 1 second while you bring them in. And Redundant, what's going on?
How we doing?
Great. Thanks for asking. So tell me, where you're from?
I'm from upstate New York, near Syracuse. If you've heard of that before.
Okay, that's what's up.
Little. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. So my song, the hook is talking about people's reactions and what they do when they their emotions get away from them, and the content within the verses is about I'm focusing on self-growth within channeling my emotions with the complexity and education that I apply in my music, as well as I'm teaching myself new things, and I don't got time to focus on people that are negatively impacting my life. And I think it'll be apparent in the song that I submitted today that I've been through too much with people that have caused me excess pain mentally and taking my attention away from what I do and what I have to do. So,
all right. Before we get into your song, give us a quick shout out to your social media.
So my social, you can follow me on Instagram at Redundant_music. Redundant is my name on most things. I don't have a current Facebook page, but that's it.
All right, sounds good. We're going to get right into your track. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
Cool.
Reaction, they need a distraction. Distracting intention, away for direction. You see how I'm acting and ask me what happened. Attention to detail, imagine a fraction. Like paint me a picture, don't tell me the caption. Expand your retraction, like paint me a picture, don't tell me the caption. You can tell by reaction, need a distraction. Distracting intention, away for direction. You see how I'm acting and ask me what happened. Attention to detail, imagine a fraction. Expand your retraction, like paint me a picture, don't tell me the caption. Organization of thought, modification of multiplication of manifestations. Hey, giving it all that I got. Magnification and miscalculation can stop my creations. No neutralization or categorization. Sophistication like imagination of the activation, no exaggeration. Just determination like concentration with intoxication. I can Obtain and retain all the information. My interpretation is an illustration of an observation or hallucinations. You can tell by reaction, they need a distraction. Distract your intention, wait for direction. You see how I'm acting and ask me what happened. Attention to detail, imagine a fraction. Like paint me a picture, don't tell me the caption. Expand your attraction, like paint me a picture, don't tell me the caption. You can tell by reaction, need a distraction. Distract your intention and wait for direction. You see how I'm acting and ask me what happened. Attention to detail, imagine a fraction. Expand your attraction, like paint me a picture, don't tell me the caption. I channel the dark and the light, skies in the pain and the fight. Scribing the sign of the designs in my mind, I'm surprised, I'm precise, I'm advising the price. A channel emotion will build with a broken. Melt with frozen control in the ocean, expecting erosion. The places I'm going to people that chosen, no one really spoken. A channel the dark and the light, skies in the pain and the fight. Describing the sign of the designs in my mind, I'm surprised and precise, I'm advising the price. Yeah, I channel emotion will build with a broken. Melt with frozen control in the ocean, expecting erosion. You can tell by reaction, they need a distraction. Distract your intention and wait for direction. You see how I'm acting and ask me what happened. Attention to detail, imagine a fraction. Like paint me a picture, don't tell me the caption. Expand your attraction, like paint me a picture, don't tell me the caption. You can tell by reaction, need a distraction. Distract your intention and wait for direction. You see how I'm acting and ask me what happened. Attention to detail, imagine a fraction. Expand your attraction, like paint me a picture, don't tell me the caption.
All right, that was Redundant with his song Reactions. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought about it. First, he's an A&R director at Atlantic. Gary, what did you think about Redundant and his song?
I thought the recording of it was decent, or a little bit less than decent. His flow was just okay. He didn't sound like too into it, where I was like, dang, like this is the artist that knows him, that I would want to like pursue. Like he just sounded like he's just playing with it like it's a hobby. No, that's a no pass for me.
All right, thank you, Gary. That's a no pass from Gary. Still got two judges left to go to see what they had to say. Let's kick it off to Polo. Polo, what did you think about Redundant and his song?
This is one of those that just says, it's very early in it. He has a good vision. He could flow, but I think you were too worried about rhyming. Making sure everything rhymed instead of making sure that the delivery was more executed, being more in pocket, being more comfortable. It sounded like you just was reading off a paper and you was just trying to catch up. But you gotta get more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It gotta sound more effortless. It sounded like you were trying, and that's why it didn't come out right. The vision's there, just the execution is not there yet. Just gotta give it time. I think you just gotta just continue to practice, go to a real studio, record, not just on your phone. You know what I'm saying? But so it's just very early, no pass.
All right, more chance to no pass from Polo. But before we move on, let's get your feedback from Pain One. Pain One, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree with both of the other judges. It just felt like the focus was lexical prowess rather than conveying meaning, and so I was left not knowing what I listened to. And I know words, and I heard a lot of words. I didn't walk away from the song feeling anything. And the danger too with trying to do these kind of verbal gymnastics is that if it's not, as Polo was saying, if it's not something you're too experienced with, it's not going to be fluent. You're going to rush. You're going to force too many syllables in a single line. You're going to stumble, and it's going to hurt the clarity of your delivery. And I think those are all things that happen as I listen to this song. So yeah, just moving forward, just analyze the material you have and be self-critical and move forward.
There you have it. Thank you, Pain One. Fortunately, studio no passes from all three of our judges. They did give you some great feedback there, so make sure to check out that feedback email after the event. We're gonna move on to our next artist. They go by Jay the Bachelor. It doesn't look like we have them here in the Zoom, so we're just gonna get right into their track. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
The vibes. And you know, the vibes. And you know, Ooh, the VBs is, you know the vibes. Says you know what the VBs is, you know the vibes. And you know JTB's in, he got the vibes. And I'm so with the VBs, yeah, I brought the vibes. Yeah, and I float in the VBs, rolling the spot. Yeah, the float in the VBs, float in the spot. Yeah, and you know what the VBs is. And we so with the VBs, yeah. Yeah, and I roll in the VBs, rolling the vibes. And I'm so with the VBs, give like the vibes. And I roll in the VP, turning so high. And I float in the VP, living so fly. And I'm so with the VPs, gotta go with the VPs. Video like a TV, they turn me on like a TV. I cannot stop, taking life high, living life high, living life fly. I'm at the top, I will not drop, this is my fly. I'm using my mind to take it to another place. I'm living gone, and I'm spacing outer space. I lived it on, and I'm taking it away. They can't turn me off, I be on all day. I'm rolling the vibes, I'm turning so high, I'm rolling so fly. With my squad, turned up high. In my fashion, made by eye. Turn it higher, and turn it some more. I'm turning high, tomorrow and more. I'm turning it high, and I stop. I'm in the ATX tonight, living life so fly. And I'm rolling the VB, turn up the vibes. Go with the VBs, and I brought the vibes. And I go in the VB, turn it so high. Turn it so high. I flip it and twist. You know that it's lit. ATX night. We turned up the city. And it's so litty. I ain't dripping, but I be dripping. Don't be falling on the dripping, I be spilling. And in the club, it's going on. Turn up the ceiling. We turning it on up to another whole, another dimension. Another dimension. They won't even mention me, but I'm another dimension. And I'm spaced up out of vision. Yeah, and I'm spaced up out the century. Yeah, and I turned in the vibes, and I be turning it right. I will not turn till I stop. I will not turn till I drop. I cannot stop till I drop. I hit it to the roll, yeah high. I'ma turn up the spot. Send them in runs like not. I be gone, I'm still on and got the vibes with me. Going on here. This ain't turn my eyes to see. Got the vibes tonight. ATX tonight.
All right, that was Jay the Bachelor with his track. Let's see what our judges had to say about it. Pain One, what do you think about Jay the Bachelor and his song?
I think the concept of the song and the concept of the hook has a lot of potential. It was just really chaotic. They were trying to do a lot of layers, a lot of stuff, and they could do cool stuff with their voice. It just didn't come together right. I think they're an artist with a lot of ideas, but not experience how to bring those ideas together. I also heard a lot of Travis Scott influence, which is fine, but it just felt really obvious at points. So I think focusing more on the basics rather than, taking it to the extent that they did with all these different layers and then this and that and throwing all the extras in, just to focus on good solid songwriting fundamentals and then moving to more extreme recording techniques would be a smart move for them. So no pass.
All right, unfortunately, that's a no pass from Payne 1. Let's kick it off to our next judge, Gary. Gary, what did you think about Jay and his song?
I agree with Payne 1. It wasn't nothing that, that was like radical that stuck out, but it's pretty decent. It's still a no pass for me though.
All right, thank you, Gary. Let's kick it off to Polo. Polo, what did you think about Jay and his song?
I heard this. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he submitted this record twice already, maybe 3 times. And I feel like I say this all the time. That it's imitation. The imitation it sounds too much like Travis, and it's too obvious. You know what I mean? And then there's no identity. Who is he? What's the artist? You don't get anything from the record. You don't get no substance, whether identity of who the artist is or what he's even talking about, because it just felt very repetitive. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we said this to him every time. He has not passed with this record. So it's like you're not changing and you keep submitting the same record, or you not trying to figure it out, or you just good with what you have. So you're not growing as an artist. So figure it out, because you keep submitting the same record. I know I heard this record before, for sure. And I know I haven't passed it twice, I think, before. So, no pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. Portia has 3 no passes from Jay the Bachelor. We're going to kick it off to our next artist. She goes by Barbarella. It looks like we have her here in the Zoom. Just give me 1 second while we bring her in. And this is our last artist for today's event. And Barbara, how's it going?
Hello.
Hey, I can hear you. I can't see you. There you go. Now I see you.
Hi.
How's it going? So tell us where you're from.
Good. How's everything? I'm from New York City. I'm a singer. I'm a dancer. This is something new for me. These songs I've been writing. So yeah, this is Cardinal, an uplifting song, I think.
Okay.
Moving on.
Awesome. Sounds good. Before we get into it, give us a quick shout out to your social media.
I am basically, you can find me at barbaramartinez.com, but my Instagram is barbarita_ole, and my Facebook is barbarita ole, no underscore.
All right. Awesome. Sounds good. We're going to get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
Suddenly the feeling
Thank you so very much for that. Oh, yeah.
All right, that was Barbarella with her song Cardinal. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought about it. Up first, he's a platinum producer. Pain One, what did you think?
This was really difficult to judge. I could not hear her at all. When you're recording live performance like this, you want to record directly through the outputs on whatever mixing board all of the instruments are connected to. It looks as though someone just had a tablet or a phone in the corner of the room. Now, what ends up happening just visually is that you hear the elements, the loudest elements and the closest elements to that recording device. Barbara was the furthest from that recording device. I heard her the least, especially when the drums kicked in, because the drums were, in terms of proximity to the recording device, much closer than she was. So I guess my main criticism is, listening to this recording and seeing how little and how poorly your vocals were represented. I don't know why you would have submitted that. I think just sending a studio recording without the video would have given a better first impression of you, unfortunately. So it's a no pass for me, but it's I'm not saying that on the basis of musicality. I'm saying that because I couldn't judge it. I can't judge the songwriting if I don't understand the lyrics.
All right, unfortunately, that's a no pass from Pain One. Let's kick it off to our next judge, see what they had to say. Polo, what do you think about Barbara and her song?
Yeah, I'm on the fence as well. I mean, like Pain, it's hard to judge based on just the recording. And it's, from what I'm lucky I was, my ears, I try to dig in a little deeper, to try to hear her voice. It sounds it sounds really good, but I can't, again, like Pain said, it's hard to tell. So it's hard to pass it. But it sounded like the crowd liked it. Maybe she would be good on stage, but again, I don't know. I'm gonna just have to say, based on the video that was submitted, it's a no pass, not on her skills. You know what I mean? Because I think she can sing. You know what I mean? I just didn't get that from the recording, like Peyton said.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from Polo as well. Let's get off to our final judge, Gary. Gary, what do you think about Barbara and her song?
Piggybacking off of Polo and Pain One, like the recording was pretty bad, and you couldn't really tell, but what she was saying. But melody wise, tone wise, I thought she was talented. It's just very, very unfortunate that we couldn't understand the recording, because I thought that she gave off a swag like a star, and the way she was moving on the track with the melody and everything was great. But I just couldn't understand what she was saying, and it was just missing a bunch of elements. And I would like to hear her on a record, like an official recorded record. I think she would sound dope, but that's not the case here, so it's a no pass for me.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Gary. Unfortunately, that's 3 no passes from our judges. So unfortunately, we won't be moving on to the next round, but make sure to check out that feedback email after the event. That being said, Barbara was our last artist on today's lineup. But before we end the live stream, let's give a big shout out and a thank you to our judges. I'm starting off with Pain One. He's a platinum producer for Young Thug, Young Jeezy, Ludacris, Rick Ross, 50 Cent, 2 Chainz, and many, many more. Pain One, where can everyone find you on social media?
Very easy to find at DJ Pain One, all social media, or djpain1beats.com.
Yeah, thank you, Pain One, for joining us today. Our next judge, he's an A&R director at Rock Nation. Polo, where can everyone find you on social media?
On Instagram on the POLO_2X, just like you see right there.
Awesome. Thank you, Polo, for joining us today. And last but not least, he's an A&R director at Atlantic Records, Gary Leon. Gary, where can everyone find you on social media?
Instagram, Gary G. Leon.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Gary. And for everyone watching, thank you for joining us today. We'll see you